Pro Fox, whatever you want to call me. Boom. It's Poppy. You can call me whatever. Don't matter. Alright? Right now, here to talk about GPO and how it'll never come back truly. It'll never stop fluctuating in player count unless it does these things. I'm gonna make a list, alright? I don't have a list made, but I'm just gonna freeball it. First, why does the game keep dying? Right? Before I make the list. And I'm gonna go over this briefly because everyone's talked about this already. I already know, I'm not stupid. There's like 10 YouTubers that have covered this greatly. Things holding GPO back is right now, if you were to get into the game, if I was a new player and I was talking to someone that had everything in the game, and you told me once you got all the items that you wanted to get, the only thing to do was do the things that you did to get those items with the items you just got, I wouldn't get on the game either. You just gotta, at some point, look at yourself and be like, oh my god, the dev does not respect my time. Like, once you realize how many hours you've sunk into the game, you'll start to wonder and feel like, have I been rewarded for my time? And like, what else is there to do with the stuff that I've gotten? And then you realize there is nothing. You definitely focused way too much on the game modes, and the game modes aren't a problem in itself. It's the problem that there's nothing incentivizing people to fight each other in the main game. Like, there's these big open maps, but you never see anyone doing anything in them. That's what keeps Blox Fruits ahead of a game like GPO, when clearly the graphics are better, the mechanics of the game are better. Blox Fruits feels more like One Piece. If you're trying to pull in the One Piece fans, you have to make your world feel alive, and Blox Fruits captures that because you see people fighting all the time, you see people grinding all the time, you see people doing stuff in the world all the time, sailing, bounty hunting, whatever that may be. That's how GPO needs to feel. Like, Whole Cake is big, and I fear it's gonna fall for the same problem that every other island has in GPO, where it's just big and empty. It just feels so dead, and that will make people get off the game. GPO honestly was in this state where it constantly felt like that was promised, like that state of the game was going to come, where GPO would feel alive, and it never came. And that was the problem with GPO, and that's why the player count keeps going back down. Boyu was really false promising a lot. If he would focus on building the main game again and getting players to interact with each other in the main game and not NPCs, then it would get rid of this paradox that GPO is in, where basically you're, like I said in the beginning of the video, essentially doing the things that you've been doing once you get to the end game. It's just easier. Don't get me wrong, I love grinding for 2% drops just as much as the next guy, but you could only do that for so long before it's like, alright, what else do I want to do? And then you realize you hasn't given you anything else to do. Think about it like this: if every fruit you could imagine you wanted was in GPO right now, what would you do with those fruits besides grind with them? One more thing I'm gonna touch on really quick. Yes, GPO is my favorite One Piece Roblox game to play, but in all honesty, it doesn't capture what it would feel like to have a devil fruit. In a lot of the devil fruits, you can tell that Foyu's best interest isn't in making you feel immersed and that you actually have a devil fruit, if you get what I'm saying. You can tell a lot of the fruits are very rough around the edges, a lot of the early ones, except for Foyu's favorites, of course. We know which ones those are, but I'm hoping the second part of Whole Cake is finding ways to get players to interact with each other outside of just teaming up to grind bosses all day. The game is cool, that's just not what people wanted. Okay, very quickly, my thoughts on the update as a whole. It's great, you know what I'm saying? A lot of content that the game has needed, you know, very much needed over the course of 2 years. A lot of things came that should have been here, you know, blah blah blah. The whole point of this video is to say that none of it truly matters if the people are just going to come back and play the update for 2 weeks, get everything they want, and then the player base goes back to like 10k again because there's nothing to do with the things that they've gotten from these updates. He needs to learn that you can't, like, it's not truly adding content if it only takes me 2 weeks to get these things and then I'm done. He needs to add something that incentivizes crews to actually fight each other in the open world, actually incentivizes bounty hunters to hunt after these crew leaders. You know what I'm saying? Things like these will actually keep the game and like the player base alive on a long-term base. All right, thanks. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Light. There's roadblocks. Don't let nothing stop you. 'Cause we ain't stopping.